Hey, welcome to Midtown Comics TV. I'm Alan Kistler.
I'm Jennifer Ewing. What do you have there, Alan?
I have the spin-off list, because, I mean, we're a famous show now, we're very successful, we're very popular. We deserve a spin-off.
How would that even work?
I have some ideas here, okay? Midtown Comics, Special Variant Covers Unit. Chung chung! Midtown Comics LA.
Is there even a Midtown Comics in LA?
Not yet. Midtown Comics New York.
We're already in New York.
This would be a different part of New York. Like maybe downtown.
That's just stupid.
Or in Queens. Midtown Comics, Die Harder. Midtown Comics, The Next Generation.
What next generation? None of us have kids.
We can take a few from that orphanage down the block.
You want to take orphans?
We'll just borrow them for like a few episodes.
You know, I think there's like laws against that kind of thing. You know, like child labor.
Who are they going to complain to? Their parents?
Go. Get out. Sorry about that, guys. No speaking for you. Let's get to the recommendations, shall we? Kidnapping orphans.
Green Lantern number 51. Still continuing the Blackest Night tie-in. Great issue, just building all those things. Gives you a good amount of answers and a good amount of questions. Phenomenal issue, great art. Go do it. Right now. Please.
Do More. This is a new series. Kicks off right off the bat. Wakanda has been taken over by a rebel group. The previous Black Panther, King T'Challa, gone. Storm, captured. Going to be sentenced to death. Dr. Doom behind the takeover. Interesting. King T'Challa ends up coming to the X-Men and asking for their help. And there begins the story. This is an awesome issue. I definitely recommend this, and I would go pick it up right now.
Blackest Night Flash, issue 3. This is the conclusion of the Blackest Night Flash miniseries. This is really, really cool. Great characterization, good dialogue, but stuff that will genuinely surprise you. If you were at all interested in the rogues, this has incredible rogue scenes, including the fate of certain Boomerang-themed characters. Read it.
Joe the Barbarian, issue number 2. This is Grant Morrison's new series. In this issue, Joe is in his own world with, we see Batman and possibly Xavier, Professor X, rather, lots of soldiers, and he's running away from the Death King. Joe ends up finding his pet rat, Jake, now a giant warrior that's actually larger than Joe himself, who ends up helping Joe cross through the country, battling bad guys and general craziness. This is a wonderful issue. It's full of creative artwork, great dialogue. Definitely pick it up this week.
Mark Waid's Incorruptible, issue 3. This is continuing to be a really good series. Max is trying still to be a hero because his secret lair and all his equipment and money had been achieved through evil acts. He's gotten rid of all of it. All his resources gone. So now he's couch surfing. On top of that, his partner Jailbait still doesn't like this whole we're being heroes instead of villains thing. And in this issue, they fight a guy described as the Dr. Mengele of supervillains. Very, very cool stuff. It's also beginning to lead into just why Max has had this change of heart and gone from villain to hero. Check it out.
Dark Avengers number 14. This is a really interesting issue. We get to see why this entry is so bloodthirsty, especially in season number 2. This takes place before that. There's a lot of stuff that's set up beforehand, so after reading siege number 2, it makes a bit more sense. This series is also ending, leading into the heroic age of Marvel that we're seeing all those previews for. So a lot of stuff with characters in this book is coming to a very nice close. So if you're enjoying this book, like I am, with all these bad guys, it's building up to a really nice ending.
Deadpool, issue 19. In the past, Deadpool has tried to get in the good graces of the heroes in the comics world. First with the X-Men, they denied him. Now he's in New York, trying to become Spider-Man's new best friend. Last week, if you remember, we introduced you to Hitmonkey. Definitely pick that up if you're not familiar with it, because Hitmonkey makes an interesting appearance in this. Is he possibly the one behind all of the murders taking place? Fantastic issue. Lots of great dialogue. If you love Deadpool and you love Spider-Man, you have to love this issue. It's just perfect. Read it.
Now, if you read Marvel Comics, you might have been noticing on a lot of variant covers recently, there's this guy, Deadpool, showing up. And some of you certainly know who he is, but some of you might be wondering, who is this guy? What does Ryan Reynolds have to do with him? Well, we're going to tell you.
Deadpool is Wade Wilson. He was created by Rob Liefeld as a takeoff of DC villain Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson. Deadpool first appeared in New Mutants, issue 98 in 1991. He was an assassin. Deadpool was featured in a couple of his own miniseries, and through those we learned more about his character. Things like he actually has a heart underneath all of that violence, and that he has a moral code of sorts. And also he has this crazy belief that he's a character in a comic book.
Wade Wilson's backstory is basically this. He was an assassin and mercenary after leaving the military. He contracted cancer, so he joined up with an experimental program where the scientists were trying to use the notes from Weapon X, the project that gave Wolverine his metal skeleton, to recreate Wolverine's healing ability in someone else. They experimented on Wade. It didn't seem to work. He was thrown in with a bunch of other test subjects that didn't work out. The scientists regularly experimented or tortured them, and they even had a Deadpool going on where they were taking bets on which the test subjects would die first. Wade at one point just screwed up in the wrong ways and eventually literally got his heart ripped out. This should have killed him, but it actually was the trauma necessary for his body to activate the healing factor. Wade's new healing power mistook the cancer for being part of his body. It just kind of corrupted his body in the process of stabilizing his condition, leaving him very scarred and partially insane. His brain is in a constant state of flux because of his regeneration factor. So, he's a little nutty. On the upside, he's actually immortal. He's more powerful than Wolverine when it comes to healing. You cannot kill this guy. He has been decapitated on more than one occasion and come back.
Besides being featured in a few of his own series, he also appears in video games like Marvel's Ultimate Alliance and Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 2. He's also appeared, played by the lovely Ryan Reynolds in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and will hopefully be playing him in his own feature-length film. And that is Deadpool, the Merc with the Mouth.
Well, that's all we've got for this week. Make sure you check us out on comicmix.com and Crazy Sexy Geeks series on the YouTube channel.
Hey Jose, you know we got a podcast, right?
We do. I'm pretty sure you can check that out on the same link our videos are on. By the way, that's what your podcast looks like. Right there. Right. Listen to that. Watch us. See you next time, guys. If you haven't been already reading this, you probably won't care what I have to say about it. So, you're gonna buy this anyway, so.
Joe the Bishop. The Bishop? Joe, he was created by Rob Liefeld as a takeoff from DC's villain. I'll get this right eventually. I will. See, this is my focused face. Just you and me. Just you and me, okay? Okay. Are we done? I can't screw this up anymore.
The fact that I could see you bothers me.